फॉर एग्जांपल अभी जो ये फंड वाला आया ना, जो अभी हमारा जो कॉर्पस फंड वाला आया, इसमें इन्होंने एक क्लैरिटी बहुत बढ़िया कर दिया, इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन। ये चीज़ पहले कहीं नहीं थी, और उसमें इतना कन्फ्यूजन था दैट समबडी इंटरप्रेट इन हिज वे, समबडी अभी क्या दे हैव डन नाउ कम्प्लीटली। तो स्लोली पॉलिसीज आर बीइंग, सिस्टम इज डेवलपिंग एंड हाँ, तो उसमें क्या है ना दैट by you can raise these questions at some platform so that it come into knowledge of someone, and क्योंकि विदाउट पॉलिसी तो नहीं चलता। अब ये कॉर्पस वाले में आईपी का इन्होंने बहुत बढ़िया कर दिया, सो इससे अब कुछ प्रॉब्लम नहीं होगा, दैट वॉट एवर पार्टनर्स आर देयर। सो नाउ वी कम टू वन मेथोडोलॉजी विच इज Logframe. Other things we have discussed earlier, and in this Logframe, whatever is our understanding, so we put in a form of a matrix. In this matrix, first column is hierarchy of objectives. We say objectives, but in this methodology, there is no word objective. Here is the word hierarchy of objectives. So first is goal, higher order objective. After you have purpose. So normally what we say objective in our funding organizations formats, at international level they call it purpose. Purpose means what you intend to achieve. Normally at soft statements, they will not be the physical forms, they will be the soft statements. For example, to reduce the pesticide residues through something, digital technology. So this is a statement. We come down, every purpose is linked to some expected outputs. What you foresee to achieve this purpose, what you foresee, that yes, I need this, I need this, I need this. For example, if I foresee that my purpose is that learning of DWRP is good in program, then I foresee this, that I should have, if I have the software, learning will be good. If I have some examples, the learning will be good. If I have some practical sessions, the learning will be good. And that's why you have to foresee. Output is you foresee. There can be one output for two purposes, or there can be one output for each purpose. It's up to you, whatever way. But my suggestion is that you should have many outputs, so that there is no confusion. So we can say if there is purpose 1 and purpose 2, there can be P1 O1, purpose 1 output 1. There can be P1 O2, purpose 1 output 2, and similarly purpose 2 output 1, purpose 2 output 2, like that. Then in this word, there is no possibility at all of output without activity. Pardon? Activity. So for each output, you have the activities. So we can say purpose 1, output 1, activity 1. Purpose 1, output 1, activity 2, like that. Each output, that what are the activities required, that you should list. Is there possibility of any activity without input? No. There should be activity. So then come to input. Now what are the inputs? Equipments are the inputs. Trained manpower is the input. Some other resources are the inputs, like that, whatever you need. So now you can have input. The system will go like this: P1, O1, A1, I1, input 1. P1, O1, A1, I2, like that. So for each activity you will have inputs. Can you have inputs without money? No. So then you have budget. So goal at one side I have kept. Purpose is linked with output. Output is linked with activity. Activity is linked with input, and input is linked with the budget. I have kept one column free here. What should I put here? Yeah? What should I put here? Outcome. So this is now a logical link. This is now logical link. So how do you do this? Outcome at the one side of purpose is physical deliverable. Output at another side of purpose is physical deliverable. But purpose is statement and goal is also a statement. These two are statements. Normally purpose may be 4. Let us keep around 4, not more than that, because keeping too much of purposes will confuse the donors. So around 4 to 5 is good, but goal must be only 1. Sometimes it can be, I have seen even 2 also, but normally it should be 1. So goal means how do you contribute at a larger level to the society. So this is one link. So we call it vertical link, a vertical logic. Vertical logic. When you go to another side, we have the horizontal logic. OVI, objectively verifiable indicators. Objectively verifiable, there is no question of subjectivity here. Objectively verifiable indicators, which you have to give at each level. Because donors are very particular about the monitoring and evaluation parameters, indicators. So that's why this column is very important, which they would like from you to give at goal level, at outcome level, at purpose level, at output level, at activity level. We suggest up to output level, definitely you should discuss in your team, but if you discuss at activity level also, that will be really most wonderful. But up to output level, definitely there should be the OVI. Next column is MOV, means of verifications. Means of verification. Means of verification means what are those documents where the information about OVI would be available. As I told you, patent, copyrights, research paper, articles, some kind of model, hypothetical model, whatever you feel, but you should definitely reflect here. And if you have that thinking in mind, for example, when I became head of the division in 2011, there was no scorecard number for copyright, etc. But I made it compulsory at that time that whatever we develop, we will have copyright, whatever we document we have, we will have ISBN. Without ISBN, I did not allow any document to come from NAM. and we did not leave any product software without registration of copyright. So it was not the thinking of scorecard, but it was a thinking of logical framework, because scorecard came quite late, including copyright, but we did in 2011. But we kept in mind, that's why. So if you keep something here, that become a kind of obligation on the team, that we have written here, so we have to do it, and you can ask money for that. Last column is very important, and this is known as critical assumptions. Critical assumptions. At each level, critical assumptions for success, critical assumptions of failure. Donor, this column is not required for donor, but this column is required for team. If you feel that yes, this is the assumption, based on that assumption, revise your either goal or output, expected output, even purpose or activity. This column is for your own, for the benefit of the project team, to strengthen your project. For example, in some project, ethanol production from sorghum, sweet sorghum. Process is good, everything is done, but whether somebody has put that assumption that how much sorghum will be required to produce this ethanol, whether somebody put this assumption that whether the governments will allow to have the ethanol from sorghum. And that's why the new thinking is coming, ethanol from sugar, ethanol from sugarcane bagasse. So if somebody has conducted research on sweet sorghum ethanol, what to do? So it means that research is purely academic. It's not going to that what the society wanted. In one of the projects, they have put one equipment, and when we ask this question that what is the power requirement of this equipment? This is the power requirement. Whether your institute has that power? No, we will apply and we will get it. Now you see, which donor would like to give money on these assumptions that you will apply and you will get? So it means that requirement should have been discussed within the team. And when I say you prepare the Logframe, please keep senior people with you, those who are expert in that particular domain, in that particular area. So here we see critical assumptions for better success, critical assumptions of failure. So first let us see failure, after that let us see a better success. Another column is risks. Is there any risk involved at each level? Is there any risk involved? If any risk is there, then again, main purpose of these two columns is that you go again and again and revise it. Somebody said yesterday, alternatives. Somebody said assumption when I ask you weakness and strength. So this is the one. Alternatives, assumptions. Alternative, assumptions. And that's why, because people give very less importance to this. Now you see, you are using these three softwares. These software, they have not come from any big project. They have very small money, very, very small money. But they have come from somebody who thought of these columns. and they are being used. And you may find several of the projects of lakhs of rupees that some digital platform has been developed, and then you ask. In one of the presentations, I asked the person, don't show me PPT, show here link, I will click and see. Then they are seeing this side and that side. Don't show me. अरे जब आपको इतना पैसा दिया है and you are showing PPT, show me the link. It means you have not studied this last column properly. If last column has been discussed very critically, then you will not have the problem here. At outcome level, the problem will not be there. So basically this matrix, hierarchy of objectives, then OVI, objectively verifiable indicators. These indicators should be, which should be sensitive to that particular issue, which should be relevant to that particular issue, and it should be within time. That yes, within 6 months, within 3 months, within 1 year, end of the project, something like that. So it should be linked with the time, the duration also. So anything else as far as this basic thing is concerned about this, then I'll go ahead in this.
Purpose here means only objectives.
Yes, what we understand objective, but in this international methodology, because you go to English dictionary and see the true meaning of objective and true English meaning of purpose, then you will understand. Because objective is at each level. This class is going on. I have some objectives. I prepared the program. I have some objectives. This program was fit into NARM. NARM had some objectives. So objectives are at each level. And अगर आप अपना हिंदी भाषा में देखेंगे, वहाँ पे डिफरेंशिएशन नहीं है. पर्पस का मतलब क्या है? उद्देश्य. और ऑब्जेक्टिव का मतलब क्या है? हैं? लक्ष्य, गोल. गोल. बट ऑब्जेक्टिव लेवल पे पर्पज इज ऑल्सो उद्देश्य. हाँ, तो इसलिए हिंदी भाषा में ज़्यादा कन्फ्यूजन नहीं है. सो दैट्स वाई. But anyway, we have to present the things in the same way as the donor format asks. Whatever we are doing, this is for our own understanding. But yes, at international level, this is only purpose. You see this, you all, mostly you are professors. If you need to evaluate 25 pages like this, what will be your situation? You tell me. अगर 20 पेज आपको देखने पड़े ऐसे, तो आपको कैसा लगेगा? Pardon? Yes, because sometimes I get such kind of copies, etc. So I take some, so for my classes like this. The same thing we are doing here. We do not want our proposal like this. And that's why we want to put the things like a log frame, so that the complete clarification is there at the level of our objective, what we intend to do, what we intend to achieve finally, what we intend to contribute to the society finally, what are the indicators which we present to the donors very clearly, and of course the last column will not be there in final document. Critical assumptions and risk, this will be only for our own consumption, for the consumption of the project team. So we want to remove this situation. Probably wonderful things may be there, but nobody can read 25 pages like this. And for example, your project is Of course, this written, handwritten, I have taken one example, you are not writing by hand, but what I want to say is that non-clarity. My purpose of showing this is not the handwriting, but non-clarity. There must be the clarity to the evaluator. This is the way this particular format is filled. Step 1 से start करिए and then go to step 2. First of all, goal. That what is your goal? To achieve that goal, what is your purpose? Means soft statements. Then, for each purpose, what are the expected? That's why we say expected. That's why this word expected. What are the expected outputs required? The physical deliverable. I again emphasize, output is not statement, output is physical deliverable. Then step 4, activity to achieve that particular output. And then step 5, that what are the inputs required to each activity. And after this, you jump directly to the last column. That is critical assumptions and risk. Because this will help you to revise, reinvent, reject something in first column. That is hierarchy of objectives. So that's why you come to last column, step 6, and then go upward. We starting from down, then go upward, step 7, step 8, step 9. After this, then with great care, with all thoughts, now you have all thoughts now. First column you have done, last column you have done. Now you have all thoughts. Then you put OVI and means of verification. OVI, and though we are last step, but these are the most important steps, because donor will see only these 2 steps. And donor will ask that yes, this is the your indicator, and this is available in this means of verification, and now you show me where is this. Yesterday when I asked weakness and strength, I will send you that what you have said. Somebody said, not somebody, 2-3 people said that they are lazy in writing research papers. They do wonderful thing. They collect so much of data, but they are lazy. Lazy means they have so many other engagements, they have so many other kind of things, and this happens. This happened to me always. I have given one data to Rupan, which I conducted research in 2011. That was the farmers' perception on climate change. You don't get any publication at that time on farmers' perception in climate change. No publication you will get from India or abroad, I tell you. But I did in 2011. And I gave to her, you know when? Maybe 2017. Bataiye. Because whatever regions are there, it means you have to make the team in such a way. And whenever the team member is there, Rakesh is here, when he became the team member, because you cannot expect somebody who is head of the division, who is joint director, who is PI of NHEP, who is chairman of 24 committees, how do you expect that he write paper also? He came, and then dhadadhad, good publication of high impact. It means you have to have the team, and when this team discuss this format, you should put that as a means of verification, that yes, within 1 year, 2 research paper publications is our means of verification. You commit this with the donor agency, and you commit this with yourself. So that's why this is the beauty of these 2 columns, OVI and means of verification. I discussed this with you earlier, that our concern is desirability, sustainability, what we call viability or feasibility. We go beyond this now. And now we put certain other things now in this. Execution and deliverables. Here in between is output. And I said output is what team requires. Between execution and benefit realization. Benefit realization cannot happen if you have not done assumptions and indicators properly. You might have done some research. You might have developed some variety. This variety might not have gone anywhere if care has not been taken here between execution and benefit realization. This will come only from last column, assumptions and risks. Deliverable and benefit realization. Now there is a link between deliverables and benefit realization. If you have not thought of outcomes, your deliverable may not help anyone. They may help you to get some scorecard mark and this and that, but not to the society. So please think this triangle between execution and deliverables and execution and benefit realization and deliverables and benefit realization. Here is not a question of that how much money you have. Here is a question of only the thinking, only the thinking. That you have seen already. Like you said, the previous batches also said the same thing. Let us not see this, that output is means something. It means you forget outcome. I want some of you to become big, so that I also can say that yes, he was a participant in my training program and he has become big. But you will not become big if you don't think in this direction of outcome. Yesterday I already asked you this one question, that Barbara McClintock, she got Nobel Prize in 1983. Last year they got Nobel Prize, these two scientists, for COVID and for mRNA kind of thing. This research was published in 2005, but Nobel Prize they got in 2023. If COVID would not have come, probably they would not have got Nobel Prize, because the importance of that research was understood because of mRNA very quickly producing vaccines, and you need vaccine in large quantities. That's why in 23. Linus Pauling, he got in 3 and he got 2 Nobel Prize. This man is chemist, one in chemistry, one in peace, and he discovered that particular fiber, the chemical polymer, which was of very high utility to the world. Kornberg, I often give this example, Kornberg. And his son also, both of them got Nobel Prize very early. Kornberg, what Kornberg did, Arthur Kornberg, can somebody tell me? Arthur Kornberg. Pardon? Yes, so DNA polymerase, immediate use to society, genetic engineering. Within 3 years got. And his son, another Kornberg, what he did? RNA polymerase, immediate use to society. So that team also got very early. So now they are very big. I am not saying that yes, if you get it's good, Nobel Prize, But at each level, let us think of outcome at each level. I often share these examples. This is a young team. I was evaluator of Indo-US Science and Technology Board projects. This team of young people, BTech students, they were given a small fund, 9 lakh rupees only. They did some research to have some kind of steel technology to have the smokeless chula. And having that technology, they have done everything what we teach in our classes. They applied for patent. They applied for provisional patent, so that you should not delay your patent application. They started doing that, involving stakeholders, rural people, rural women, to refine the technology. In the meantime, they applied for international, the patents in other country through international mechanism known as PCT, Patent Cooperation Treaty, and they opened a company. And in 1 year, they sold 1 million chulas. 10 lakh chula, एक साल में बेचा, out of 9 lakh rupees only. But you see the approach. Other side, you see, this is a picture from Bihar. Makhana they produce. Now it is a geographical indication, and I was in that committee which approved this makhana, and we have given the name Mithila makhana. They were giving Bihar makhana. Then we said that no, because it is coming only from limited pocket. That's why the Mithila word was added by we people. And in this, now the problem is the way it is harvested, the way they roast. Rural women, they roast the processing, then they remove those black cover. Yes. And so can we develop something for these women? Smokeless chula, some de-hauling machine, something. So that will be the work, because this is the product, wonderful product, and this is coming from common property. So many producers, but they are not organized. So many producers are there. It can be a very great contribution if somebody does this. I don't know whether it has been done by now or not. I don't know. But these are the few things which can be done. Now I just, a very light example I just share, because it's a highly technical group. I cannot take so many examples. Very highly technical group. Let us assume that we have this one particular hypothetical example, some cooking food. Indian housewife preparing food for family. So Dr. Grishma, I have taken South example. This example is for you. So now your goal is satisfy calorie needs of family through nutritive and healthy cooked food. Or whether your goal is to improve health of family members. What is your goal out of these two? Pardon? To improve health of. This is not your mistake. This is the mistake of scientific community. We take everything together. सब कुछ ले लेंगे, इस कब कर देंगे? एक्सटेंशन अभी रीमा और रूपन एक्सटेंशन आज कर देंगे जी. For example, you are preparing very good food, and but the family member are not doing exercise. Either that also you should encompass in your activities or outputs, or otherwise limit yourself to yourself. Often people do this. People confuse goal with the final impact. Don't go to that beyond. Goal means what is under your control. That's it. Because donor will ask this question from you, that you have put this goal and where is the OVI, where is the means of verification. Now OVI is written like this: 80% calorie needs are met from home food. So this is our OVI. Why we have kept this OVI? That of course outside also family members will take food, लेकिन फूड इतना खराब भी नहीं होगा कि वो सारा खाना बाहर ही खाने लगे. MOV, energy balance sheet, and critical assumption: family members may not take full meals. Now what to do? Family members, आपका this is your goal, but family members may not take full meals. अगर वो खाएंगे नहीं तो कैलोरीफिक जो आपका न्यूट्रिटिव वैल्यू कैसे होगा? Then see what to do now. What to do now? This is the question. Our purpose is to standardize method of preparing Andhra style lunch. Second purpose is to quantify the energy needs of family. This is our purpose. And at purpose level also, you can see that what are the means of verification. 60% of time is spent on within 3 months, and means of verification is report or some YouTube link. Assumption is members may not like Andhra style food. Then what to do? Refine how? What will be the process? Not you can add. You should ask stakeholders. And so involve many levels. That's why many donor agencies, they give you seed money, just accepting your in principle, so that you interact with the stakeholders, you refine your different kind of objectives, etc. We can do this at our own, but we should do this. What is the output? You tell me some 2-3 outputs. Output I told. Please, others also can help. You also can help. Different component of foods. Your family member, your husband, they are not concerned with that idli or this thing. They are not concerned with that. They are concerned with outcome. And outcome, what you give to society. Andhra meals on dining table. That is the outcome. For example, you have prepared good food and then you started. I told you several times that I need this particular jewelry. I told you several times that I need Pochampalli sari. Did you brought? Now you see whether your husband will be happy to eat that food that time. So outcome is not only your outputs, but the surrounding themes. I was member of ITMU of several institutes, including Sorghum Institute, since long back. And then this was the plan that let us have trademark. And we introduced this, the trademark. And then we put a name, Eat Right, EATRITE. And then somebody opposed our trademark. they say that they have already eat right, E-A-T-R-I-G-S-T. Similar phonetic similarity. But I knew some regulations because at that time I just came from WTO. I said that we can put prefix or suffix. So what we did, eat right, sorghum, eat right, ragi, eat right, bajra. Now you see the product from IIMR. They are the most wonderful products. If you eat once any product of this, and all products have the trademark eat right. So now people can identify from market that yes. So it means we have worked at the level of outcome. So when you say outcome, several other things also you should think that, so that finally whatever research you are doing, it come to one level of outcome using all those things. And of course, you have OVI and all those kind of things in your project. And as he said, the several of the components, these are the outputs. Your client, final client is not concerned with this. He is concerned with outcome only. With small things are there, output 1, output 2, and then for each output you have to have the activity. Output 1, idli, OVI is that you have done 5 innovations. And now means of verification is patent. Because this thinking was there, this was our thinking as a member of ITMU of Sorghum Institute and as a ITMU member of that Oil Palm Institute. A wonderful patents which we have produced because of this thinking only. Sorghum flakes were prepared and at that time we put application for patent. Question came, what is this? What is there in this? Very simple thing. But now you see, sorghum flakes is a patented item of Sorghum Institute. Companies are coming and taking as a license. So if you put this in your mind, if you put somewhere in your document, it becomes obligatory upon you. Similarly, we have taken for Oil Palm Institute. I will discuss with you when Oil Palm director is here on validation. I will tell you that how we have done with this thinking for Oil Palm Institute. Now last column is critical assumptions. South Indian mix may not be available. You have said that you do innovations. You will have this mix, that mix, but that mix may not be available. Then what you do? You remove your innovations, change something else. You have not taken into confidence your mother-in-law. That is very important. Otherwise your output will be nothing. ये कुछ नहीं बनाती, इतना खराब खाना बनाया, like that. Take along. Mother-in-law, what do you say in Telugu, mother-in-law? Atamma. Atamma, what should I prepare today? Then she will tell, yes, you prepare idli today. Then you remind her, Atamma, because you said idli, that's why I have made idli today. She will be very happy. अगर output में थोड़ा कमी भी होगा, and if final client says, husband says that खाना अच्छा नहीं बना, क्यों अच्छा नहीं बना? खाना तो इतना अच्छा है. Because, so take along. Often, and that's why private people are here, because I always take along. In my all programs since last maybe 8-9 years, I take along. So take along them with you, all the stakeholders, whatever you identify. So at each level, you see at activity level also, you see that what are the critical assumptions and critical assumptions for even good success. I had this when I had United Nations project, and this was for all over the country, and 120 nodal officers all over the country. How to collect the data efficiently, that was last column. And that's why I kept everything. In this institute, for the first time, I made a committee, backstopping committee, scientific backstopping committee, managerial backstopping committee, and I made even CAO and FAO the member of that committee. They feel privileged that yes, you are a member of a scientific committee of an international project. This was enough. Forget about honorarium and these kind of things, but this was enough. And the result was that everything was going very smoothly, all those things. So define those mechanisms. We have the software for this. We thought that it become very difficult having everything. So what we thought that let us develop the software so that it is just a kind of reminder to you. And plus whatever is your thought, this is now reserved somewhere in server. Whatever is your thought and whatever is your team suggest, etc. So what we'll do, we'll have a very quick demo of this, and then after this you can at your own, whether you want to do individually, whether you want to do same project, with whether you, my purpose is that you just understand this methodology in a little better way. And software is quite user friendly, but for Logframe you need time. It's not the thing that you do very quickly, because a lot of thoughts the software will generate. So I end here, and then we go to the next step, the demo, and after that we go to the next step, that is your group work. So Raghu will have demo very quickly, so that the same thing what we just understood through this theory session, the same thing, but same thing we have put in a software form, and this software will guide you on the same steps. Software will not allow you, it will not be a matrix, it will be something else when you go to software, but it will take you through that particular route. And another thing is that this Logframe is requirement of several of the international organizations. Many of the organizations may not have this requirement, but what you do, you put this as an annexure. You say that this exercise has been done, somewhere you write this and put this as an annexure, so that some sincerity will be shown that yes, this team member have done this exercise and this has been peer reviewed from different angles. So same thing we do, sign up and sign in. So we start with a login, and then we go through this particular very quickly. So you can have, through menu box, you can create the new, and then you can open the earlier one also, and you can do all addition, deletion, etc. Everything is possible here. And after this, when you put the new, when you go to logical framework approach and you put new, then some basic information the software will ask. And there is one currency format also we are given, so that automatically your budget will be calculated. So if you are applying abroad somewhere, you can select the same kind of currency, so that you need not to just brainstorming much as far as money is concerned. So first is title, and then we'll start from purpose. We'll start for purpose. We are not starting with goal. First we are putting purpose, so that we'll have some clarity. then only we will list what is our goal. So, purpose 1, purpose 2, and then you can add outputs. Still we are not going to goal. So, for each purpose, what are the outputs required? What are the expected outputs? This is the way we will write. And then for next, whatever purposes you have put, so first software will allow you to write down the outputs required for each purpose. After this, when you submit, so now it will come goal. Still goal has not come. Goal will come now. After you write purpose, after you write outputs. So now here you need to, what is your outcome which you want, and then what is your goal. So now your first column is completed. This column is completed up to output. Activity we have not touched till now. Now we are moving to horizontal side. At goal level, critical assumptions and success and critical assumptions of failures. The team will discuss, and then if any risk is there. So that also, but this will not come in final document. This will be only for discussion within the team. So this we have done at goal level, then at outcome level, and then at purpose level and output level. So we have done this last column up to here, up to outputs, critical assumptions and risks. After this, if you would like to change something here, you can change, otherwise you can go ahead. Now we are coming to these two columns up to the level of output, because we have made it almost compulsory that up to the level of output OVI and MOV are required. Software will not permit you to go to activities till you complete this. So now we are coming to activities. Till now we have not come to activities. Till now we have done up to here only. So that if you want to change anything, you go to that menu and then you change if you want to anything. Once your outputs are finalized, now we are going to activities. Your outputs are finalized, your outcome is finalized. So now we are going to activities. So for each expected output, we will have the activities. And after finalization of your outcome, you can add some activities which are required for at outcome level. They may not be required at output level, but they are required at the outcome level. So those activities also we can add here. So now we are going to next. Everything is here. Whatever addition, deletion you want to do, that you can do. The software will allow you. And at the level of activity, this liberty we have given, that whether at the level of activity you want to this exercise, critical assumptions, so that we have given liberty is up to you, but we suggest that you should do it. Otherwise you say no, then system will take you ahead. So now we are coming to input. Now for each activity you have to write the input for each activity, and we have to write money also. For each input whatever you feel that yes, this is the money required, for each you put the money also. So after this demo, I will suggest that at least 2 or 3 people, because that is better. If you are individual you can do later, maybe in the evening or maybe tomorrow or morning, because you have time. But here if you do 3 people, so that you can discuss each other and also clarify to each other. So that may be the approach for today's this session. Yeah. And then report will come like this. Report will come like this. This will be in Word document, and then you can save this. You can cut paste wherever you want, because donor agencies, this thing will be separate. But even then, my suggestion will be that you put this as annexer, that this make a PDF file and put this as annexer, that yes, we have done this particular exercise. Now we have lunch break, and after that lunch break, directly we can come to that computer lab, and same way 2:15, and then it will be up to you that you whether, because
जो प्रोटोटाइप उसको कमर्शियलाइज करेंगे। कमर्शियलाइजेशन क्या होगा, जैसे एक मशीन बना कर डिजाइन बना के दे दी, जब आउटकम हो सकता है ना, उसको जैसे एक प्रोटोटाइप का डिजाइन बनाते हैं, हमने किसी जो कमर्शियल मैन्युफैक्चरर है प्रोटोटाइप उसको सेल करना, कमर्शियलाइज करना है, तो वो आउटकम आएगा ना, ये फिर नहीं होगा।
बॉडी कंडीशनर गोल्स आउटकम बस जो गोल्स डिसाइड इसको पर्पस లో పీరియడ్
We have to take the cases at so many places, so many stages. First stage, second stage, third stage, third stage.
ये मतलब कैसे हमारा आउटकम मशीन एक मतलब सोसाइटी के लिए क्या देंगे, प्रोजेक्ट आने के बाद पर्पज क्या है, पर्पज हमें कॉस्ट ऑफ प्लांटिंग रिड्यूस करनी है, एफिशिएंसी बढ़ानी है, लेबर का रिक्वायरमेंट
After that, you get something there also. But main line is
so this
actually on bottom ये मतलब तो सक्सेस के क्या जैसे लोग इसके मतलब कल से डिजाइन प्रोटोटाइप बना रहे हैं, सक्सेस के क्या फेलियर के क्या आप इसकी तो मतलब क्या हमारी डिजाइन खराब मतलब तो इसमें हो जाएगा डिजाइन बना के
इनफॉर्मेशन मिल जाती है, ईमेल पे दिया आपकी आईडी है।
अरे आप कोई नहीं कलेक्ट करा दो, लेगा
మల్టీథ్రెడ్ జిమెయిల్ ఆడుకోవడం నలుగురు suppliers and different crops, suitable crops. If inputs, study the performance of these plants is the activities. Then then identify output identification of these nutrient rich foods and vegetables is our purpose and to provide nutrients to the circuit. Additional purpose automatically the institute production to bridge the gap between the demand and supply. So all the branch satisfied. Goal in the final goal is upper models per units.